and introduce yourself.
Okay, first of all, I would like to use this platform to say thank you to a few people that I have in mind since I watched the video the first time.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to Southwest Childcare in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's the first company that gave me the chance to work with kids. I did not know that I was a teacher until I started working for them. So I want to say thank you to Miss Sandra Carpenter. I would like to say thank you to Stephanie Molina, and I would like to say thank you to Miss Kyle. She's the owner of that place, so I just want to say thank you to them first. And introduce myself. My name is Juan Ramirez, and I'm 34 years old. I have 13 years of experience working with kids. I work for different places too, including radio and in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Really?
And yes.
Wow.
And also van driver. Also, I used to work for seniors too in a nursing home too. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like helping others. Basically, I'm then doing a job where I'm helping people. So yeah.
What was the first sign that made you want to pursue working with children?
Well, I never realized that I have this gift. I have to say it's a gift to work with kids or work with people, because I was doing different things before that. And but first of all, I grew up raising some of my young siblings. So I think it's very common or very, how can I say it, pretty normal inside of a Hispanic family, or Latino community. It's completely normal to, you have to take care of your young siblings. So I used to take care of 4 of my young siblings.
Okay.
And then I was looking for a job. A friend suggested to work with her, which was Southwest Childcare.
Okay.
And she was working there for a while, and she asked me like, "Hey, come and apply. I know you're looking for a job." And I was like, "What is it? What it's about?" And she said, "It's working with kids. It's a daycare." And I was like, "I'm gonna apply, but I don't think it's for me."
Yeah.
So I applied, and my interview, the director said probably I will fit in because of the experience I have working with my siblings. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let me try. And they put me in the school age class in the after school program.
Yeah.
And it was to me like I start interacting like right away with all the children, even though I didn't know their names, so I didn't know what to do, or I didn't have techniques to work with them. I just started like by asking their names, sitting with them. The first time I played Uno in my life, it was in a daycare, and that's how I know play Uno. Yeah. And then I start, like I said, interacting with them. But I was very familiar because of my siblings. I have to help them with homework, send them to school. After my mom was there at home, then I have to go to work or things like that. But in the mornings, I used to take care of them like for a long, long time.
What age group are you working with here?
Well, I started working here in June this year, and they asked me to be part of the after school program, summer program it was. Yes, in June. And I just like jump in, and then I just basically getting to know the rules, because I know every center and every place is a little bit different. It depends on how the directors run the place. I just have to adjust myself a little bit and on that, like with the rules and standards that they have. And after that, to me, work with kids is like being a fish in the water. It's just I just jump in and I completely know what to do since the first.
The after school program, you're working with children that are usually between the ages of kindergarten all the way up until 5th grade, 6th grade. How is that working with those school age children?
First, I was just, watching other teachers, listen to other teachers too, or my directors tell me and guide me what to do. Okay, because, like I said, I was familiar because
Yeah.
in my home, I used to take care of my siblings, like I just said. One of them was 5, the other one was 8, and the other one was 11, I believe.
Okay.
So, when I move or when I start working with kids, like you just said right now, it was kind of the same. So what I try always at home with my siblings, it was like the older help the younger. And then that was a way for me to keep them busy at home. And then I start using the same technique and at my first job with kids.
Yeah.
And right here I did the same thing. I
Yeah.
basically start asking the older ones to interact with the younger ones, and then show them how to how to play a board game, how to color, how to do things for them, because and when you work with the school age, you really want to keep them busy.
Yeah.
And then if you see a kid or a school age kid that is not engaged, let's say a 10-year-old or 11,
Yeah.
which will be some of the older ones in a classroom.
Exactly.
You really want to encourage them to do something for others, because they probably know how to play with every single toy. Probably they know how to color, but they're going to be boring. They're going to be looking to do something else. And I think the next step for them will be like help others.
In the morning, you are working with pre-K, correct?
Yes.
And how is that different, or is it similar, or what are some of the things that you're doing with the classroom?
Yeah,
Classroom.
definitely it's not similar, because preschool, they basically going in there for the learning of new things. Some of the kids, they're never being around other kids, or they're never being around a teacher, a classroom environment, or they're never being out, or they never been apart from their families or from their parents. Right now I have one kid that he's never been around others. That's why I'm saying this. He's never been around other kids. He's never been around another adult other than mom and dad. So right now it's kind of like he's getting for him, including parents. So it's a mixed age classroom. There are 3s, 4s, and almost 5. Some of them they're gonna be turning 5 probably by the end of the school year. So some of them are in the process of potty training. Some of them they already know how to do already, but it's a completely different thing. Some classrooms, some preschools, they only have 4s. Other early preschools, they only have 3s. But in my classroom, it's a little bit different, since I have 3s, 4s, and almost 5s.
And how do you keep the older ones engaged that might know a little bit more than the younger ones? How do you keep them busy? How do you, because I know it could be difficult when there's a child that's 3 years old and he's learning. He's never been away from mom and dad. He's learning how to just adapt to this new classroom. You have to take a little more time to show them things, but then there might be that 5-year-old that is the savvy veteran. They know everything. How do you balance that?
Sometimes, well, to me it is way more easy having a new kid in the classroom, and the other ones are being in my classroom already for a long time. They're gonna be like looking to teach the new one. Even if I don't ask, if they see this new kid putting a toy where it's not supposed to, since they already know, they're gonna be like, Mr. Juan, he's putting the toy in the right way. That's when I said, teach him how to put it on, put it back. Or Mr. Juan,
you make everything a teaching moment.
Yes, every single time. That's something I have to learn too, and nobody tells me that. So when I didn't have like all these techniques or all these trainings, or to know how to do your job better, especially with kids, I always just go with things like you said. I mean, teach them manners, teach them how to be safe or stay safe outside, inside. If you see a child running in your classroom, you tell them don't run in the classroom. Why? You tell them no, because we have furniture around, you can hurt yourself. Wait for the proper time, which is outside, where you can run. it was the same thing with my siblings at home, you know, like we don't run inside. Do you see me running inside? We don't run inside because the same thing. So little things like that, because of helping my siblings, I started using it in the classroom, and always, thanks God, always work. Yeah.
One of the things I noticed, I was in your classroom just kind of observing and just seeing how you go about your day, and your voice is just so calming. The tone that you use, it never rises and it never drops down. It's always the same tone throughout the day. Is that a technique, or is that just your personality? What is that?
I think it's personality. I think it's my gift, and I think it's the way that I learned how to work with them. Because trust me, sometimes you or I am in my classroom and my environment and my bubble, and also because I love what I do, it's easy for me, like I said again, just stay in one bubble and making sure I'm just on my own personal world, you know, in a classroom. And sometimes I probably do, and I don't notice.
Yeah.
But it's good to know what you just said right now, that I'm like always in the same mood. It's good to know. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of personality, and like I said, love what I do, and then you learn techniques about how to get calm, and I already know them. They've been with me for a while. Some of them, they start also in the summer too. Yeah. And then we move all together to the preschool class. So that's kind of another probably why, another reason why you can hear me calm all the time.
A pre-K classroom can move really quick, and you're in charge of a lot of stuff, observing the children. You have a lot of paperwork, you have things you need to fill out. How do you manage all the work you do in a day, from paperwork, the CQIs, the observations, to ASQs, everything that you have to do, as well as teaching?
Well, to me, right now, to just remind me to say thank you to all my teachers, and since I was in kindergarten until high school, because I really had really good teachers, and I really had such a really good experiences with every single one of my teachers, and I have really good memories with them. And right now, I just thinking the same as you, or I always put myself, after I start working with kids, I always put myself now, you know, and those teachers, and say, hey, how do they do this? How they used to do this and that, and everything, like you just said, everything was fine, everything was like wonderful in the classroom. But I was wondering, how do they done all the paperwork? How do they done all this? Yeah. I never knew how stressful, how easy it was until I started working with kids. Yeah. And but yeah, right now, to me, the easiest part is to work with kids and interact with them. The difficult part is the paperwork. Not difficult, but to me, it's just takes time. A little bit more time than interact with kids. Yeah. Or with my students. It's you have to look for the time. You just have to look for the way to do it fastest and do it right, so that way you don't have to look back again and do it again, you know, or do it twice. But yeah, it takes time to learn how to do it, like I said, without paperwork affecting the time and your classroom, or without paperwork affecting you on or like I said, the classroom environment in any way. Okay. Yeah, it takes time.
All right, so before we close up here, I noticed in your room, as well as this institution, everyone tends to help each other out. I was going inside every single classroom, and you guys just have a very good team effort here. Right now, there were a few times when you would go to another classroom, kind of peek your head in and be like, hey, can I get some napkins, or can I get some sheets, or oh, can you pass me some plates because I need more plates, or whatever it may be, right? Who are some of the people that have helped you here at New Mexico Children First?
Or being working in here or with kids for a long time or for a while, and it's always something to learn and catch from them. Even if I don't say something like, "Oh, I noticed that you're doing this," or "I noticed that you're doing that," I always like just observe, and I always, if it's something that I can use, like in my classroom, I'll use it. But I'm always also ending or having communication with my peers or co-workers all the time. Like I said, even if you want it or not, or even if you're a person who doesn't like to interact much to others, you have to. In this job, you have to, because like you just notice those classrooms are connected to mine. Sometimes they send kids or they go with kids to the restroom. So if I see one of their kids run in the classroom, I'm going to teach them, or I'm going to tell them, not the teacher, but the kid. Like, hey, don't run. Let's stay with teacher. And then, like I said, like you just said too, you always teach no matter what, no matter if the child is in your classroom or it's not. You always have a chance to teach. And then, like I said, sometimes kids walk to my classroom or other teachers too. And if I notice they need help, I help them too.
This is very cool. Thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for giving us a more in-depth look of what you guys do here. Good luck moving forward.